Welcome back to Meets Wisdom, where ancient wisdom meets modern challenges. Today we're discussing something that resonates in the depths of human experience. That moment when someone expects you to chase them, to validate their worth through your pursuit, but instead you chose a different path. A path of self-respect, inner strength, and stoic wisdom. If you've ever felt the pressure to chase someone who was playing games with your emotions, if you've ever wondered what happens when you choose dignity over desperation, or if you're currently struggling with letting go of someone who expected you to beg for their attention, this video is for you. She thought you'd chase. She expected you to plead. She waited for your desperate texts and calls. But you did this instead, and now she regrets it. But before we dive deeper, if this is your first time here, welcome to Meets Wisdom. We're dedicated to helping you build an unshakable mindset through ancient wisdom. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell right now so you don't miss our weekly doses of life-changing insights. And for our returning family members, thank you for your continued support. Drop a strength in the comments if you're ready to embrace the Stoic way of handling relationship challenges. Let's begin. Part 1. The pattern of pursuit. Picture this. She walks away expecting you to follow. She creates distance, anticipating your panic. She tests your attachment by manufacturing absence. This is the game many find themselves trapped in, the endless cycle of pursuit and withdrawal. One person distances themselves while the other chases desperately, trying to close the gap. As the Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely observed, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. And in the imagination of someone who expects to be chased, your pursuit validates their worth. Your desperation confirms their power. But why does this pattern emerge? Throughout our lives, we internalize certain relationship dynamics. Some people learn that love equals pursuit. They believe that if someone truly values them, that person will chase them when they pull away. This dynamic often stems from childhood experiences or past relationships where attention was inconsistent, where love had to be earned through emotional labor or persistent effort. Type recognize in the comments if you've ever found yourself in this pattern, either as the pursuer or the one expecting to be pursued. But here's what the Stoics would say about this dynamic. It's built on externals. It's constructed on factors outside your control, namely the reactions and behaviors of another person. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When someone expects you to chase them, they're attempting to control your behavior. They're trying to dictate your response, to manipulate your emotions. And that's where most people falter. That's where most people give in and begin the desperate pursuit. But not you, not this time. Part 2, what you did instead. Instead of chasing, you did something revolutionary. You turned inward. The first thing you did was pause. In that painful moment when your instinct was to reach out, to beg, to chase, you paused. Epictetus teaches us, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom and power to choose our response. In that pause, you found clarity. You recognized the pattern for what it was, a test, a game, a manipulation, and you chose not to play. The second thing you did was embrace the discomfort. Let's be honest, it hurts when someone walks away. It triggers primal fears of abandonment. Your body and mind scream at you to chase, to fix, to restore the connection. But as Stoics understand, discomfort is not damage. Pain is not suffering unless we judge it to be so. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. You sat with the discomfort, you felt it fully, and instead of running from it by chasing her, you moved through it with dignity. Type discomfort in the comments if you're committed to embracing emotional discomfort rather than avoiding it. The third thing you did was perhaps the most powerful. You redirected your energy toward yourself. Instead of texting her, you texted your goals. Instead of checking her social media, you checked in with your values. Instead of planning how to win her back, you planned your growth. This is the essence of Stoic practice, focusing on what lies within your control and releasing what doesn't. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, taught that man conquers the world by conquering himself. In choosing self-mastery over pursuit, you began your conquest. The fourth action you took was maintaining respectful distance. You didn't chase, but you didn't spite her either. You didn't send angry messages or try to make her jealous. You simply stepped back and respected both your dignity and her choice. This distance wasn't about punishment, it was about perspective. As Seneca advised, withdraw into yourself as far as you can. Associate with those who will make a better person of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. In that space of separation, both you and she gained something invaluable, the chance to see clearly. And finally, you embraced meaningful action over emotional reaction. While others might have spent weeks obsessing, pleading, or plotting to regain her attention, you channeled that energy into constructive pursuits. You worked on your fitness, your knowledge, your craft, your connections with true friends. Musonius Rufus, a Roman Stoic philosopher, taught that we should not exercise the body without the soul, or the soul without the body, but both in equal harmony. You understood that true healing doesn't come from external validation, but from internal alignment. Type action in the comments if you're committed to taking meaningful action rather than emotional reactions today. These 5 responses, pausing, embracing discomfort, redirecting energy, maintaining respectful distance, and taking meaningful action, formed a powerful alternative to chasing. And that's what she didn't expect. Part 3, why she now regrets it. When you chase someone who pulls away, you confirm their narrative. You validate their expectation that they are worth pursuing at any cost. You reinforce the dynamic they're trying to create. But when you don't chase, when you respond with dignity and self-respect, you disrupt that narrative. You create cognitive dissonance, and that's exactly what happened. First, your non-pursuit created space for reflection. In your absence, she began to see things differently. Without your constant attention filling the void, she had to confront her own expectations and motivations. As Epictetus wrote, it is impossible for a person to begin to learn what they think they already know. Your refusal to chase created an opportunity for her to learn something new about relationships, about herself, about you. Second, your focus on self-improvement became evident. While she expected you to deteriorate without her, the opposite occurred. You grew stronger, more centered, more purpose-driven. This contradicted her expectation and sparked curiosity. The version of you she thought would crumble was instead building something meaningful. Third, your dignity earned respect. Even if it was uncomfortable for her initially, your refusal to beg or plead showed strength of character. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. By refusing to engage in manipulation or game playing, you demonstrated integrity. Type dignity in the comments if you believe in the power of maintaining your self-respect. Fourth, your non-pursuit highlighted authentic connection. When the dynamic of pursuit and withdrawal is broken, what remains is the possibility of genuine relationship, one based on mutual respect rather than power dynamics. She began to see that what she thought she wanted, your desperate chase, wasn't what would actually fulfill her. As Seneca observed, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Her imagination of what your pursuit would feel like was far more satisfying than the reality of manipulation would have been. And finally, your response revealed the truth of her intention. If she was testing you, your refusal to chase forced her to confront the manipulative nature of that test. If she was genuinely pulling away, your respect for that choice demonstrated maturity. Either way, what she now regrets is not that she lost the chase, but that she played games with someone of substance. She regrets mistaking your self-respect for indifference, your boundaries for coldness. As the Stoic philosopher Heracles taught, in all your actions, encounters, and situations, stand by your honorable principles. By standing firmly in your principles, you showed her a path she hadn't considered, the path of authentic connection without manipulation. And that revelation is precisely what she now regrets missing. Part 4. The Stoic approach to attachment. At its core, this situation illuminates the Stoic understanding of attachment and desire. The Stoics didn't advocate for emotional detachment or indifference to others. Rather, they taught a nuanced approach to desire and connection, one that acknowledges the value of relationships while recognizing their place in a well-ordered life. Epictetus provided this guidance. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. In relationships, what's in your power? Your values, your responses, your boundaries, your self-respect. What's not in your power? Other people's expectations, their games, their manipulations, their regrets. The Stoic approach to this situation isn't about winning or losing. It's not about making her regret or proving a point. It's about aligning your actions with virtue, with courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom. It's about understanding, as Marcus Aurelius wrote, that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When someone expects you to chase them, they're attempting to control your thoughts, to fill them with anxiety, desperation, and fear of loss. By choosing differently, you reclaim the quality of your thoughts. Type freedom in the comments if you understand that mental freedom is the greatest power. This doesn't mean you never reach out to someone or express your feelings. Stoicism isn't about emotional suppression, it's about emotional intelligence. Sometimes expressing interest directly and honestly is the most virtuous action. But this expression comes from abundance, not scarcity, from choice, not compulsion, from love, not fear. As Seneca advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those who you are capable of improving. The process is a mutual one. People learn as they teach. Healthy relationships involve mutual growth, not one-sided pursuit. They thrive on reciprocity, not power dynamics. The most profound insight from Stoicism regarding relationships is this: love people, but hold them loosely. Care deeply, but don't cling. Value connection, but don't base your worth on it. Offer your authentic self, but don't sacrifice your dignity. As Epictetus taught, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. When you chose not to chase, you weren't rejecting connection. You were affirming something more valuable, your commitment to living in alignment with your highest self. And paradoxically, this commitment makes you more capable of genuine love, not less. Part 5. Moving forward with strength. Whether she came back with new understanding or the relationship ended permanently, the principles remain the same. Moving forward requires integrating the wisdom this experience has revealed. It means continuing the practices that served you well. 1. Pausing before reacting. Whenever you feel triggered to chase validation or approval, pause. Create space between stimulus and response. As Marcus Aurelius advised, when jarred unavoidably by circumstances, revert at once to yourself and don't lose the rhythm more than you can help. You'll have a better grasp of harmony if you keep going back to it. Type pause in the comments if this practice has helped you make better decisions. 2. Maintaining healthy boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges to authentic connection. They communicate your values and teach others how to engage with you respectfully. Epictetus reminds us, if anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, he was ignorant of my other faults, else he would have mentioned those also. This humorous take reflects the Stoic understanding that others' opinions don't define your worth. 3. Focusing on what you control. Continue directing your energy toward your growth, your character, your contributions, not toward manipulating others' perceptions or feelings. As Epictetus taught, make it your study to live simply and with tranquility, and do not let the behavior of others disturb you, nor what they say or do. Keep yourself unmoved by the troubles of outside events. 4. Practicing emotional resilience. The discomfort you embraced rather than chased away has strengthened you. Continue developing this capacity to feel difficult emotions without being controlled by them. Seneca wrote, "We should not develop an attachment to any one place. We must live with the conviction that all places are merely temporary lodging." The same applies to emotional states. They are temporary visitors, not permanent residents. 5. Cultivating authentic connections. With your newfound clarity, you can build relationships based on mutual respect and growth, not games and manipulation. As Hierocles suggested, we should view our relationships as concentric circles, with ourselves at the center, followed by immediate family, extended family, community, and humanity. The goal is to draw the circle somehow toward the center, treating others with increasing levels of care and concern. Type authentic in the comments if you're committed to building genuine connections. The ultimate victory isn't making someone regret their games. It's becoming so aligned with your values that games no longer appeal to you at all. It's creating a life of such substance that when someone walks away expecting pursuit, you can wish them well with genuine peace, knowing that your worth isn't tied to their validation. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journals, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good in the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own, not of the same blood and birth, but the same mind, and possessing a share of the divine." This compassionate understanding that even those who play games are sharing in your human experience allows you to respond with wisdom rather than bitterness. Conclusion: she thought you'd chase, but you didn't. You chose dignity over desperation. You chose self-respect over manipulation. You chose growth over games. And now, whether she regrets it or not, you've gained something far more valuable than the temporary satisfaction of being chased after. You've gained sovereignty over your responses. You've embodied the core of Stoic teaching, that true freedom lies not in controlling others, but in mastering yourself. As Epictetus, who began his life as a slave and ended it as one of history's greatest teachers of freedom, wrote, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." If you found value in today's discussion, please hit that like button right now. It helps more people discover these life-changing insights. Subscribe to Meets Wisdom if you haven't already, and activate that notification bell to join us on this journey of ancient wisdom for modern challenges. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, someone who might be caught in the chase, someone who deserves to claim their dignity. And drop wisdom in the comments if you're committed to responding with Stoic strength the next time someone expects you to chase. Until next time, remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This is Meets Wisdom, where we don't just talk about strength, we build it together. See you in the next one.